So we gotta be, I'm not gonna be crazy enough to sit here and say that you have to, and people don't eat meat, let it be 60.
Yeah.
So what I'm simply saying is that meat has to be, it can't be the kind, because what you're dealing with is you're dealing with meat that's consuming GMO soy, GMO corn, grains, and they're in stressful environments. And then they have to inject them with all these antibiotics, and then all of this, do y'all have Benadryl here?
Yeah. Growth hormones.
Yeah.
Growth hormones. Growth hormones.
Yeah, so because they're so tense, so that chicken that you're eating, that muscle be hard because they're nervous, they're nervous and it's not a natural environment. So ideally you would go into you asked me about fish, I gotta jump to that. The problem is that the mercury is high amounts of mercury, so you don't know, it's probably a little bit more natural, huh? Yeah, what do you mean? What? Yeah, it's in the water. Certain fish do. But you got to realize that now Jamaica is not like it was when you grew up. The U.S. and all these other people that got their hands in there messing around with everything. Everything is tourism and all this old stuff now. So my thing is, huh? My thing is.
Go ahead.
So my thing is, the first step would be to go back there. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to supersede all of the stuff that they got going. You just want to deal with the lesser of the evils. That's what I feel like you don't need a PhD to eat food. This is the problem that I'm having with people. If you got some meat, if that's what you want to do, problems come when abuse occurs.
Yeah.
You eat meat 2 times, 3 times a day. You're frying it. The oil is a problem. Remind me to talk about the oil. That's what I was going to talk about in my lecture. The oil. Since I got you here, let's just talk about it, because I know even though a lot of you guys do the vegan stuff, I got you, brother. Give me 1 second. I got you. Here's the problem with the oil. Whether you're vegan or not, what the oil does is the oil shuts down the arteries. The endothelium, there's something called the endothelium, which is responsible for the opening of those arteries. Now what happens is the oil goes in and it smothers it, and not to mention it has free radicals because you heated the oil up. Anytime air touches oil, it starts to go rancid. Whether you open it up and you just pour it on a salad, olive oil, it doesn't matter what kind of oil it is, it's still gonna go rancid. It doesn't matter. When you heat it up, and you combine that with animal fat, whether it's fish, fried chicken, whatever, it's even more, because now you're introducing fat into the system from the animal. This is why people that have high cholesterol have no business dealing with meat, because meat is primarily fat. And that fat is going to clog your arteries, and the white blood cells is going to come and try to help you and patch you up, and they're going to get blamed for clogging your arteries when they're actually trying to save you, and over time it turns into what's called plaque. How do you get the oil? How do you combat that? You have to consume foods that have nitrates, okay? Or nitrites, I'm sorry. Green leaves. What they're going to do is they're going to open up. They're going to produce nitric oxide. That's going to open up. Any man that has an erectile dysfunction has a heart problem, because it's the same arteries that run throughout the body. Same thing. So the main issue is the artery clogging with the oil. Whether you're vegan or not, no vegan. If you're going to do meat, do it less. I would just say, I'm not going to tell you don't eat your meat. Do it less and less portions. Yeah, because a virus, technically, the definition of a virus is a foreign DNA into the body. So meat is technically a virus, because you're hoping that it's going to assimilate into the body, consume it. Although we make it happen, I mean, you try to compare yourself to an animal, where an animal has 5 foot long intestines. You got 20 feet. So that means it's going to stay in there a long time. It's got to travel all these different ways before it gets out. With most people, you're not drinking water, you're not doing all the other things to push it out. So you got all that meat, and most people, when they pass on, they have that stuff sticking, fecal matter sticking to the walls of the colon. Unfortunately for you and I, this is how people get breast cancer, brain cancer, all that. When garbage stays in the body, the blood circulates. And so what the blood is going to do is it's going to take it from the digestive system and take it to the brain and take it to the breast. That's how you don't eat something and it goes up there, the blood takes it because it's not eliminated. So our main focus should be eliminating the things that we consume and keeping our arteries open. In my lecture, what I was going to explain is that you want to eat, since we're talking about it, we need to talk about it. If you eat for your heart, everything else will take care of itself. This is the battery. This cannot function correctly, and you can still live. That's what they call these people vegetables. When you go to the hospital and something happens to you, your brain is not working. If your heart is working, you can still live. If your heart ain't working, it's over for you. This is the battery. And the only way to do that is to consume foods that create electricity. 4 minerals: sodium, chloride, magnesium, and potassium are the most prominent 4 minerals in creating electricity. Why is that important? Because you want to create electricity for the heart. This is why you consume, this is why they have something in Gatorades, which is really in coconut, called what? Sodium, chloride, magnesium, potassium.
Y'all should be writing this down.
What is
writing this down, for real. But we'll take notes of it and make sure you get some information to us.
What is in, does anybody know what sodium and chloride is? What do they call that compound? Salt. So, you mean to tell me that they got y'all thinking that salt causes high blood pressure? That's what they're going to tell you. Now, if salt causes high blood pressure, I need it to make electricity. So you take salt away, you mess yourself up. It's the kind of salt that you're dealing with. You're dealing with the table salt. You're not dealing with pink Himalayan. You're not dealing with sea salt. You're not dealing with black salt. You're not dealing with real salt.
Okay.
You're dealing with something that's messing you up. So you need these. Potassium. I'm sure many of our people here have the same issues that we have in the United States. High blood pressure. The problem is that although you may think it's a salt, it's the potassium as well, the lack of potassium. Because potassium controls the damaging effects of salt. So although you have the salt, they're blaming the salt, but it's that you don't have enough potassium. Because potassium controls nerve function. This is why when you get a cramp, what do they tell you to eat? Potassium or banana. Exactly, because the potassium controls the nerve function. Part of the electricity that's going to function right here for the heart. So high blood pressure is just a manifestation of the heart. The heart is pumping fast to save you. That's what it's doing. So when you try to regulate high blood pressure, when you try to regulate and normalize it, you can still die because you haven't fixed a systemic problem. Same thing with high blood sugar. Well, your blood sugar is normal, but you're still going to die because you haven't fixed a systemic problem, which could be a litany of different things. So the oil, but those 4 things, the name of the game is to create electricity for your heart. Forget anything else anybody ever told you. Potato chips don't create electricity. Pop-Tarts don't create, pop don't create electricity. And when you consume things out of the can, what you're doing is you're consuming things that are embalmed. To embalm means to preserve. That's what the food industry learned from the funeral industry. They started embalming people so to preserve the body. Because if you go that next day, if that body ain't embalmed, the body is going to look decomposed, it's going to start to decompose. So the food industry said, well, what I could do is I could do what they're doing. I'm going to put it in food and let it stay on the shelf for a year, and they're going to eat it. And then what's going to happen is they're going to be eating dead food. That's why they call you the walking dead when you consume things out of the can.
Exactly.
You got it.
The expiry date. What were you saying, bro? Say that loud so people can hear.
So the expiry date is not the expiration for the food, it's actually expiration for the bottle.
Right, because the food really expired when it went into the can. You see what I'm saying? It's already expired. Low frequency, when you eat in a can, listen, when people, give me 1 second, I'm on there. When you go to, because I was going to talk about this in a lecture anyway. When you go to, I don't know what y'all call it here, when people get fired from the job in the United States, they say they got canned. That's what they say. To get canned means to terminate. So when you eat something from a can, you are terminating your life. You understand what I'm saying? Low frequency. There can be no frequency inside of a can. And then you consuming the aluminum that leaches into the food. So you ask, well, why does my kid have these problems? Well, we grew up on, a lot of us grew up on canned food. Because we couldn't, So thank God we broke out of that. Canned, package, all that, it's low frequency. When you consume low frequency, you think on a low frequency. This is why the food, vegetables and all that, high frequency. Enzymes means life. If it's in a can, it has no enzymes. The enzymes is the only thing that can repair you. If there's no enzymes, then there's no life. If there's no life, then you are ultimately bringing your life to an end. So we gotta always remember, it's all about electricity. When a person dies, or they die on the operating table, what do they come in with? Electricity. If your body ain't electricity, why are they shocking you?
That's real talk.
What are they doing?
That is real talk.
It's all about electricity. I cook every bean I got. You got that right. I was about to say something else there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I cook everything is dry beans. Yeah, absolutely. And in some cases, we may do the lima beans frozen, maybe the baby lima beans, because I like the way they taste, but never in a can. My family in the DR, sometimes they do the canned stuff, not all the time, but sometimes they do it if they're in a rush, but I never know everything, because it's all about what's good for this right here. It's all about electricity for the heart. So that's what you have to think of. Whatever am I eating, is this going to create electricity for the heart? Because the potassium and all that stuff, what happens is these things open up for calcium to get inside the cell. If calcium can't get inside the cell, then electricity, I was going to play it in the video, electricity cannot be made. This is why if you don't have enough calcium, you can get 150 diseases just from not having calcium. So everything works synergistically together. This is why it's never really good to just try to live and micromanage a disease. And this is what I learned from my father. My father left this earth like 90 days ago, okay? This is why I tell you, I don't play with this stuff. I'm here because I live it. And I watched him, when they called me from the Dominican Republic, like, yeah, Pops is, not doing so well. What happened is, he had congestive heart failure. He didn't tell nobody. He didn't tell me. I guess my brother was like, yeah, you didn't know that? I'm like, well, no, I didn't know. I would have been home if I knew he had congestive heart failure. But he's military, and he does things a certain way. He's not going to be trying to worry people and all that. So essentially what happened is, I came home and, to the point of the electricity, the heart, I watched his battery go down like this.